Hello, good morning, Boker Tov. Good morning, Boker Tov, welcome. Okay, we're going to continue in the book of Shemot with the Parashah. So we are reading in chapter 19. Okay, we have been reading about the children of Israel in the wilderness. They have just come out of Egypt. They have just crossed the river, and Yitro, Moshe's father-in-law, came and spoke with him and gave him great advice. And now they are preparing to receive the Ten Commandments. And this chapter is really great. It's basically when they enter into covenant. It's represents like a betrothal. So let's go ahead and read it. I'm going to share my screen so you can follow along, and we'll begin. I'm going to say the blessing. Alrighty. Okay. Baruch hu et Yahweh HaMorak. Baruch Yahweh HaMorak le'olam va'ed. Baruch atah Yahweh Eloheinu melech haolam. Asher bahar banu mikol hamim. V'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Yahweh noten ha.
Torah. Amen.
Amen. Okay, so let's read in chapter 19 of Shemot, Exodus 19. So verse 1 through 3, the first 3 verses, reads, In the 3rd month after the children of Israel had come out of the land of Mitzrayim, on this day they came into the wilderness of Sinai. For they came out of Rephidim and had come into the wilderness of Sinai and camped in the wilderness. So Israel camped there before the mountain. And Moshe went up to Elohim and called to him from the mountain, saying, This is what you are to say to the house of Yaakov and declare to the children of Israel. Okay, so he's getting ready to give them a instruction, a declaration. So let's hear that in the Hebrew. The first 3 verses. Here we go.
בחודש השלישי לצאת בני ישראל מארץ מצרים, ביום הזה באו מדבר סיני. ויסעו מרפידים ויבואו מדבר סיני, ויחנו במדבר. ויחן שם ישראל נגד ההר. משה עלה אל האלוהים, ויקרא אליו אדוני מן ההר לאמור, כה תאמר לבית יעקב, ותגד לבני ישראל.
Okay. And verse 4 and 5 and verse 6 actually are very important. So this is what you're going to declare to the children of Israel. You have seen what I did to the Mitzrites and how I bore you on eagle's wings and brought you to myself. And now, if you diligently obey my voice and shall guard my covenant, then you shall be my treasured possession above all the peoples, for all the earth is mine. And you shall be to me a reign of priests and a set-apart nation. Those are the words which you are to speak to the children of Israel. So that's a beautiful verse. Let's look at the Hebrew here. So it says, Atem, Litem, you have seen. Asher, Atiti, that which I have done. Lemitraim, to the Mitzrites. Right? Vaisei, to lift. Etchem, to lift you. Al kanfe, okay, on the wings. Nesheraim, of the eagle. Nesheraim. Va'avi, to come, or to go, to come. Etchem, elai. Okay, so to come or to bring you to me. So atem ritem asher atiti lemitraim va'esai etchem al kanfe nesharaim va'avi etchem elai. Okay, and verse 5, Ve'ata im shamo. Okay, so if you will listen, that's what shamo is, like Shema. Ve'ata im shamo. Tishmu bikoli. Okay, so the sound of my voice. Ushamartem, okay, to hedge, to guard, to protect it, biriti, and to have a covenant. Vahitem, then it will be li togula mikal hamim. Okay, for all the people. You will be a peculiar treasure for all the people. Kili kal haret, and all the earth. So, Beata im shamo tishmu bikoli ushmartem et biriti vayitem li negula mikal ha'amim kili kal ha'aret. So then you will, if you hear my voice, right, and you keep my covenant, you will be a peculiar treasure for me above all the people. So let's hear those in the Hebrew, and then we'll continue.
אתם ראיתם אשר עשיתי למצרים, ואשא אתכם על כנפי נשרים, ואביא אתכם אליי. ועתה, אם שמוע תשמעו בקולי, ושמרתם את בריתי, והייתם לי סגולה מכל העמים, כי לי כל הארץ. ואתם תהיו לי ממלכת כהנים וגוי קדוש. אלה הדברים אשר תדבר אל בני ישראל. ויבוא.
Okay. And verse 7 and 8. And Moshe came and called for the elders of the people and set before them all these words which Yahweh commanded him. And all the people answered together and said, all that Yahweh has spoken. Excuse me. Okay, sorry. And the people answered together and said, all that Yahweh has spoken, we shall do. So Moshe brought back the words of the people to Yahweh. Okay, so let's hear the Hebrew.
משה ויקרא לזקני העם, וישם לפניהם את כל הדברים האלה, והוא אדוני. וכל העם יחדיו ויאמרו, כל אשר דיבר אדוני נעשה. וישב משה את דברי העם אל אדוני.
So this is really a pivotal point, how they agree and they promise to do everything that Yahweh has said, right? And they don't exactly know what it is, but they are agreeing to it and entering into this covenant. And we were saying how it represents a betrothal. And one of the comments that I heard that I really liked is how this shows that what they believed in this culture is that believing, right, is doing. So when you believe something, you act on it and you do it. And that their faith required action, it required obedience. And that is how they showed Yahweh that they were in agreement with the covenant. And really this is a pivotal point for the children of Israel, because we see that they have been freed from Egypt, right? They go through the Sea of Reed, right? When the sea opens, and when they walk through, this represents the mikvah, the immersion, and it represents when they cross over from their old self to their new self, right? They change the mentality from a slave mentality to a free mentality, right? Free to sin and free to that old nature, right? And they cross over from famine to the bread of heaven, right? And their enemies are left behind, and basically they're a new creation. Right? So there's a great comment that I heard from Rico's website, Rico Cortez. So you guys know where you can find that. Okay, so let's continue with verse 9 through 11. And Yahweh said to the people, "See, I am coming to you in the thick cloud, so that the people hear when I speak with you and believe you forever." And Moshe reported the words of the people to Yahweh. And Yahweh said to Moshe, "Go to the people and set them apart today and tomorrow, and they shall wash their garments, and shall be prepared by the third day. For on the third day Yahweh shall come down upon Mount Sinai before the eyes of all the people." So let's hear those in the Hebrew, those verses 9 through 11.
ויאמר אדוני אל משה, הנה אנוכי בא אליך בעב הענן, בעבור ישמע העם בדברי עמך, וגם בך יאמינו לעולם. ויקד משה את דברי העם אל אדוני. ויאמר אדוני אל משה, לך אל העם, וקידשתם היום ומחר, וכיבסו סמלותם, והיו נכונים ליום השלישי, כי ביום השלישי ירד אדוני לעיני כל העם על הר סיני.
Okay. And verse 12 through 13. And you shall make a border for the people all around, saying, "Take heed to yourselves that you do not go up to the mountain or touch the border of it. Whoever touches the mountain shall certainly be put to death. Not a hand is to touch it, but he shall certainly be stoned or shot with an arrow, whether man or beast, he shall not live. When the trumpet sounds long, let them come near the mountain." Okay. So we have this border that they put a protection around it. Let's hear 12 and 13 in the Hebrew.
והגבלת את העם סביב לאמור, הישמרו לכם עלות בהר ונגוע בקצהו. כל הנוגע בהר מות יומת. לא תיגע בו יד, כי סקול יסקל או ירו יירא. אם בהמה, אם איש, לא יחיה. במשוך היובל, המה יעלו בהר.
Okay. And there the word Yovel, right? The blast, the trumpet. Okay, let's continue with 14 and 15. And Moshe came down from the mountain to the people and set the people apart, and they washed their garments. And he said to the people, "Be prepared by the third day. Do not come near a wife." Let's hear 14 and 15 in the Hebrew.
וירד משה מן ההר אל העם, ויקדש את העם, ויכבסו סמלותם, ויאמר אל העם, היו נכונים ל3 ימים, אל תיגשו אל אישה.
Okay, and 16 and 17. And it came to be on the third day in the morning that there were thunders and lightnings and a thick cloud on the mountain, and the sound of the ram's horn was very loud, and all the people who were in the camp trembled. And Moshe brought the people out of the camp to meet with Elohim, and they stood at the foot of the mountain. Okay. Let's hear that in the Hebrew. Okay. Hello, morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Okay, we're going to hear 15 and 16 in the Hebrew.
ויהי ביום השלישי בהיות הבוקר, ויהי קולות וברקים וענן כבד על ההר, וקול שופר חזק מאוד. ויחרד כל העם אשר במחנה. ויוצא משה את העם לקראת האלוהים מן המחנה, ויתייצבו בתחתית ההר.
Okay, and 18 through 19. And Mount Sinai was in smoke. all of it, because Yahweh descended upon it in fire, and its smoke went up like the smoke of a furnace, and all the mountain trembled exceedingly. And when the blast of the ram's horn sounded long and became louder and louder, Moshe spoke, and Elohim answered him by voice. So we see here in verse 18 and 19 that there was fire and there was smoke on the mountain. And one of the things that I read a comment is how when Moshe first comes to this mountain and he has a revelation from Yahweh, he sees the bush on fire on the mountain, right? So it's a smaller fire, and he has a revelation kind of representing like a smaller revelation. And then later he brings the people back to the same mountain, and now the entire mountain is on fire, kind of representing a greater revelation, right, for the people. So let's hear those two in the Hebrew, those two verses, and then we're almost done.
בהר סיני עשנתי לו, מפני אשר יעל עליו אדוני באש, ויעל עשנו כעשן הכבשן, ויחרד כל ההר מאוד. ויהי כל השופר הולך וחזק מאוד. משה ידבר, והאלוהים יעננו בקול. וירד אדוני על ההר.
And 20 and 21. And Yahweh came down upon Mount Sinai on the top of the mountain, and Yahweh called Moshe to the top of the mountain, and Moshe went up. And Yahweh said to Moshe, go down and warn the people, lest they break through unto Yahweh to see, and many of them fall. Okay, so let's back up. Let's hear 20 and 21 in the Hebrew. And if we could all just make sure that we have the microphone on mute, because we're getting some background noise. If we could all make sure that it's on mute, that would help us.
וירד אדוני על הר סיני אל ראש ההר, ויקרא אדוני למשה אל ראש ההר, ויעל משה. ויאמר אדוני אל משה, רד העד בעם, פן יהרסו אל אדוני לראות, ונפל ממנו רב.
Okay. And 22 and 23. And let the priests who come near Yahweh set themselves apart too, lest Yahweh break out against them. And Moshe said to Yahweh, the people are not able to come up to Mount Sinai, for you warned us, saying, make a border around the mountain and set it apart. 22 and 23.
וגם הכהנים הניגשים אל אדוני יתקדשו, פן יפרוץ בהם אדוני. לא יוכל העם לעלות אל הר סיני, כי עתה העדות באנו לאמור, אגבל את ההר ותדשתו.
And the last two verses, 24 and 25. And Yahweh said to him, come, go down, and then come up, you and Aaron with you, but do not let the priests and the people break through to come up to Yahweh, lest he break out against them. And Moshe went down to the people and spoke to them. That concludes the chapter, so let's hear that in the Hebrew.
ועלית אתה ואהרון איתך, והכהנים והעם אל יהרסו לעלות אל אדוני, פן יפרוץ בם. וירד משה אל העם, ויאמר עליהם.
Okay, so that concludes chapter 19, and then in chapter 20 is of course the Ten Commandments, which we will read on Friday. We'll look at that. So is there anything anybody wanted to comment about what we read?
No. No, mi niña, todo bien. No.
Okay, if there's nothing anybody wants to add, then we'll We'll say the blessing to close.
Okay.
Here we go. Let's say the blessing. Baruch atah Yahweh Eloheinu melech haolam, asher natan lanu Torah emet, v'chayei olam nata b'tocheinu. Baruch atah Yahweh noten haTorah.
Thank Torah.
Amen.
Amen.
Amen. Okay, you
Amen,
guys.
amen. Shalom, shalom.
Shalom.